Hi, I'm Stephen Chick, and I'm a senior at Glendale Community College. I'm studying human biology, and that's going to prepare me to go into physical therapy as my career. And this is Lani, and if you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a sophomore marketing major at Loyola Marymount University. In the future, I hope to either get into the apparel and accessories industry or in the hospitality and tourism industry, just doing like marketing or sales.
Oh, nice. My mom actually went to Loyola Marymount.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, so I've been there a few times.
It's a
So how
really
did
nice
you,
campus.
yeah, it is. How did you decide to go to that college?
So I knew that I wanted to go to a private school because I thought I would just do better in a smaller classroom setting where you could really get to know your teachers and the people that you're working with. So I was interested in also staying within like Southern California because I wanted to just like that's what I'm used to because growing up in San Diego, I didn't really want to travel too far. But I also didn't want to be like so close to home. So I thought LA was like a perfect balance between the two. So really the only schools I like was considering going to were USC and LMU. So I was like USC was my top choice, and when I didn't get in, I was pretty upset, but I still really, really loved LMU. And I've had like a really great experience here, and I would never like think about transferring or anything now.
Yeah, I definitely feel you because I guess our situations are a little flip-flopped. I'm from LA. I went to school in San Diego too.
Yeah,
So I know it's a really good distance,
yeah,
long enough that your parents aren't gonna drive and like visit you
yeah,
every week, but close enough that you can go for the holidays and stuff.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I went to a public school and dang, some classes we had my biggest class was like two lecture halls, each with 300 people in it, and there was one teacher and like
Yeah, I just can't imagine having a class setting like that because I would say my average class size is about 30. And then if you take some
yeah,
classes that are more like specific to your major, they could have class sizes as small as like 10 or less. And my freshman year, I only had like one lecture class, and that was like 60 people. So that's about like as big as it's gotten for me so far.
dang, that is crazy. Yeah, it's really hard to like build a relationship with your professor, and especially if you're trying to
Hmm.
get like a letter of rec or something when you're competing with 300 other people, you're just like
Yeah,
it's a big pond.
yeah, for sure.
So do you at Loyola, do you have like a career center or something that can you go to for help with your resumes or with career advice?
Yeah, for sure. We have like a career and professional development center here on campus, and they're really great because they can help you with your resume. You can set up appointments with your advisor to look for different internships. They put on a career expo in the fall and the spring, so they have like over 100 different companies set up tables, and it's basically just like huge recruiting events. And then they also have like speed job interview recruiting events before that so you can like practice and really learn how to talk to recruiters. So I've been to their offices a couple of times to get work on my resume and just to look at potential internship opportunities. And they launched a new platform this year called Handshake, and it's basically just a website that helps recruiters connect with college students. So that's been like a great resource to look at potential internships. I also just joined a business fraternity last semester. So I'm a Delta Sigma Pi, and that's been like amazing in terms of getting help on just being a more professional person and like learning how to work on resumes and interviewing skills. And that's a great community as well because if I ever like have any questions on something or if I need like some contacts, I have like a whole network of thousands of brothers I can reach out to.
Nice. Yeah, I'm sure, in marketing and in business, networking is very important. So that's
Yeah.
great that you're using all the resources that Loyola offers.
Hmm.
Especially with a private school, I'm sure that they offer a lot of great resources. So it'd be a waste to not take advantage of all of that too.
Yeah, definitely. I think that like they really push early on, especially in the business school, to take advantage of all these resources. We have like a mandatory one unit class that all freshmen have to take, and it's basically all about just how to develop yourself as a person. And you have to take like those quizzes where it tells you about your strengths and like what career paths would be good for you. And you also set up like a 5 and a 10-year plan within that class on how you envision like your future and like where you think you'll be and what jobs you're aiming for and the steps you need to take to get there. So I think taking that class as a freshman really like puts students in the right mindset moving forward.
So in these career fairs that your school has set up,
Hmm.
are there representatives from different companies and you're just getting to know them, they're getting to know
Yeah.
you?
So basically what they recommend, it's like you go just in business attire, you print out a bunch of copies of your resume. And then when you check in, they just basically have like a map of where all the companies are. And like I said, there's like over 100. And so they'll have recruiters from the companies who are looking for people to basically just hire. There's some like internship opportunities as well. So these events are really crucial for like upperclassmen, like juniors, especially seniors. But I think it's still great to go as like a freshman and a sophomore because you can start to get familiar with how to talk to people, and you can get like feedback on what these companies are looking for in a potential employee. So I think it's like never too early to start getting involved and like going to these career expos. But um, yeah, it's a really great opportunity to just like meet people, and they have like startups there. They'll have big companies, and pretty much every single industry you could be interested in is represented at these career fairs.
Yeah, I agree because my career center definitely helped get me an internship, and
Mhm.
those internships are super valuable because that really just sets you up for like bigger and better opportunities, especially once you
Yeah,
graduate. You don't want to graduate and then have to do the like start with the internships, then
yeah,
just get that done with during college so that when you graduate you could go just full on full time at a
yeah.
great position in company.
Yeah, for sure. I think interning in college is like a really essential part of just preparing yourself for the future so that way you like know what to expect. And not only that, it helps you really figure out what you're interested in because I know that a lot of people like change their mind about what career path or even like what major they want to do.
Mhm.
So if you know that like early on, like I thought I wanted to be in like an advertising agency at first, but then like the more I've like researched and learned about it, I realized that that's not really something I think I'd be interested in. Um, so just like trial and error, like starting early.
So when did that change happen from advertising to marketing? Did the career center help you with that change, or was that something that you already went into Loyola knowing you wanted to do?
Um, I think it came from just like actually working in the field. So I was working in like the sales field specifically for a hospitality company. And then I realized that that was something that I was really passionate about and I could really see myself doing. Um, and so that's when that change kind of occurred. And I'm still like exploring that hopefully this summer. I'll be able to either do that again or I'm thinking about interning in Hong Kong over the summer.
Really cool.
Yeah. I have some friends whose parents have like really successful companies over there. So I'm gonna talk to them about maybe working over there this summer.
Nice. Yeah, just going back
Yeah,
to it's about who you know, huh? In business especially.
yeah. And I think that's one of another great things about going to a private school. I feel like there's just a lot of people who just come from very like successful backgrounds because like with it being a private school, like the tuition is more expensive. So I think you meet a lot of people who like have successful parents who can like afford to pay that like $65,000 tuition. So
Mhm.
maybe like the quality of the connections you can make are better. I mean, obviously you can like meet great people anywhere, but I think like specifically going to a private school has helped me just like meet a lot of like really successful people.
And I think the alumni network too is a lot stronger. It's such a small school and just a lot more cohesive of a family,
Yeah.
I'd say.
I actually I work in the call center on campus. So
Wow.
my freshman year, I was like calling alumni. And there are some who are really nice and like really wanted to like help out, and like I would tell them what industry I'm interested in, and they'd be like, "Oh, like just send me an email, like I can connect you to someone, or like connect with me on LinkedIn, like send me a message." And that was really cool to see, like even after they graduated for like 30 years, they still really care about
Yeah.
like LMU students and want to help them out.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's a lot easier when you're going to a private school when there's not 30,000 other undergrads going there
Yeah.
with you. So,
Yeah, so I think there are a lot of benefits to going to a private school. But again, I know like the cost isn't always something that can like work out
mm,
for people. But I would like for people who are looking to apply to colleges, I would definitely like recommend still applying and then seeing like what financial aid packages they have, because I think it's a really valuable like experience.
so when you went into Loyola, were you already in like the business major that you were going for?
Yeah, I've known pretty much since I was a freshman in high school that I wanted to do something like business marketing related.
Mhm.
I started like a small business with my friend where we were just like selling clothes that we made on Etsy. And
Oh,
so I handled all like the social media and the marketing for that. So that's what kind of started my passion for it. And then my senior year, I had the chance to take an entrepreneurship class and a marketing class, and I was also involved in DECA, which is like this organization where they have chapters across um, high schools and universities around the world. And it kind of just prepares you to be a future like leader in business. So I would say like the culmination of all that made me like 100% sure I wanted to do business. Um, and my mind hasn't really changed like at all. I'm like really sure like that's the path I want to go down. And I like marketing in specific because I feel like it gives you the ability to just be like creative and think outside of the box. And there's also a lot of like teamwork involved in it, which is really nice because it helps you like learn how to work with people and see different perspectives.
yeah, definitely. And I'm sure you're getting to see that too with Delta, Delta Sigma Pi, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's there's two business fraternities on my campus. One of them is Alpha Kappa Psi, which is all majors, but DSP in specific is only for business majors. So it's really nice to be in an environment where I'm surrounded by like-minded people who really care about business and they're passionate and driven. We all just kind of motivate each other together.
Yeah, definitely. So you belong to DSP, but
Mm-hmm.
do you know what an association is, and do you belong to any of the other associations?
Yeah, so I feel like I didn't really understand what an association was until I started working with Q Career. I feel like it's not really something that they talk about like in classes. So I think, and like I'll bring it up to people, and I feel like they won't either really like understand or aren't aware of it either. So I think there's definitely like a lack of knowledge within the younger generation of what associations are really and all like the power that they hold and opportunities.
Mhm.
But basically, like from my understanding, it's basically just like a network of people all within the same industry, and they all kind of work together to stay updated on newest trends. And there can be like a political side if they're like lobbying for something to help out the industry. And really, it's just a great way to like network and stay to really have like a community with people who are passionate about what you are working on. So I'm personally not in any associations yet, but I can totally see myself like joining one that's marketing based within the future.
Yeah, me too. I was looking into the Physical Therapy Association
Hmm.
because that's the career that I'm looking into, and they have a lot of great resources on their
Yeah.
website. And I agree with you. It's like they're really passionate about the industry, and they try to represent the profession as best as they can and try to move the profession forward. And a lot of times that does involve like politics and lobbying, but um, But ultimately, they needed me to pay like a monthly subscription. So then I was just like,
Yeah.
I need to wait to sign up for that. Maybe once I'm actually a physical therapist, I'll invest in that. But right
Yeah.
now,
I haven't like looked too much into detail like the prices and stuff, but I do know that there are like discounts for students who are still in college or have like just recently graduated because they like understand that it's harder for people who are dealing with like student loans or whatever. But yeah, I think like after I graduate, I'm gonna like definitely for sure look into joining an association.
yeah, me too. So this summer, you mentioned that you might go to Hong Kong
Hmm. Yeah.
to work with your friend's family at their
Hmm.
business. Um, can you tell me a little bit about like your past experiences that you've had or any other future opportunities that you're looking forward into?
Yeah, so for the past 2 summers, I've been working for a hospitality company and I've been doing like lead generation for them.
Mm.
So I'll just be out in the field and I'll have to basically just use the techniques of personal selling to really get people over and um, get them interested in the timeshares that we're offering. So that's been a really, really great experience because I've learned so much about like sales and how to talk with people, and I just like how to persuade people and stuff, which are all like really valuable skills. But I kind of wanted to change things up this summer because I'm interested in moving abroad after I graduate. So this past summer, one of the programs that my business school offered was like a 2 week trip to Asia. So I got like 3 units of credit for the class, and I got to go to Seoul, Busan, Beijing, and Shanghai. And that was my first time I like have ever been to Asia, and it was such like an amazing opportunity, and I totally fell in love with it, and I really want to go back. And originally, I was planning on studying abroad my junior year, but I realized that if I don't study abroad, I can actually graduate a year early. So even though this is my second year in college, I'm like a junior in standing. So next year will probably be my last year. And then in like that break between, I guess I'm kind of like taking a gap year, but at the end of my college career. So I was thinking about maybe just spending that like traveling. So I really wanted to go to Hong Kong this summer to work so I could really like get a feel of it and stay there for an extended period of time to see if I could like actually envision myself living there.
It's gonna be humid, especially in the
Yeah,
summer. It's
yeah,
crazy humid there.
I know.
I'll like step out of a building with air conditioning and my glasses just fog up. It's like I can't see for like a couple seconds. It's
Yeah, when I was there this summer, it was like I was pretty miserable, but I don't know. I just really like the vibe in Asia.
yeah.
I think it's just like a really unique experience to have, especially like while you're younger and still exploring things.
Yeah, and business is just booming there in Korea
Yeah,
and China, so
yeah.
you'll be in a good place for
Mhm.
business. So you are planning to study abroad, and then I guess I have a pretty good idea of where you're headed and where you want to go. It seems like you've planned out everything really well, so you know when you're going to graduate and all that. So that's pretty impressive. For me, I was just like, I know what classes I'm going to take next quarter, but I have no idea if it's going to take me like however long. So,
Uh-huh.
I thought I might graduate in 4 years, but I took a business minor,
Hmm.
um, and I really enjoyed all those classes too. I thought I was learning things that I didn't learn from my biology classes, like how to talk to people, how to sell, how to like
Hi.
show value to whatever you're trying to sell. So
Hmm.
yeah, it is a really valuable skill, and I didn't mind taking another year of college
Hmm.
to complete the business minor because I think that those skills is something that will last me throughout my career. Like, doesn't matter what career I will pursue, and um,
Yeah, I considered adding like a double major in psychology because that's another topic that I'm really interested in. And ultimately, like, I didn't do it just because like I was trying to graduate from college as fast as I could. But I think there's definitely like it's definitely worth it to take the extra time and add another like degree in something that you're really passionate about and will definitely help you in the future. But for me personally, like my style of learning, I really like to do it like outside of the classroom and just doing things hands on, which is why like um, I decided that I wanted to graduate in 3 years.
Nice, yeah. And my mom, she studied business too at Loyola, and like she's bounced around from different kinds of industries, but
Mm-hmm.
what's been constant is just like those business skills that she's learned and also those connections that she's built at Loyola.
Yeah,
So it was great meeting you, great talking with you. I've learned a lot about you and just business in general, I suppose. So look forward to the next conversation.
awesome. Thank you.
No problem.